Hello everyone, welcome to UPSC Prelims Chaturya series of Shanthalakshmiias Academy, where we will discuss daily prelims MCQs from the Hindu as well as Indian Express and also from the PIB. So today in this video we will discuss the prelims MCQs related to this 30th August 2023. So coming to the first question, consider the following statements about PM Ujjwala scheme. Options: it is a scheme of Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Second one is the women should not be the beneficiary of any other scheme to be eligible for the scheme. The scheme is intended to protect the health of women. So the question is, how many of the statements given above are correct? Only one, only two, all the three, and none. So before answering this question, let us see why we are discussing this PM Ujjwala scheme. This is the article from Indian Express. So as a gift to Raksha Bandhan, to the women beneficiaries of this PM Ujjwala scheme, the Indian government has decided to slash this LPG cylinder by rupees 200. So that's why now we are discussing this PM Ujjwala scheme. In every state, there is a variation of prices regarding this PM Ujjwala scheme cylinder. Generally, it is above 1100 only. And with this amount of, now with this decrease of 200, it becomes 900, approximately 900. But here, there is also a subsidy of 200 rupees. From the original price of 1100, this 200 will be reduced, and there is also the subsidy of 200. This 200 will also be reduced, and now the cylinder will be purchased for around approximately 700 rupees with the decrease of this 200. Now coming to the question answer. Coming to the scheme. Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala scheme. It was launched in 2016 by the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas as a flagship scheme. What are its objective? Its objective is to safeguard the health of women and the household from consumption of unhealthy fuels by providing them with clean cooking fuel in the form of LPG. Apart from this protecting the health of women, it also empowers the women. How it empowers the women? By issuing connections under the name of women in the household. See the objective? It is important point here. Apart from protecting the health of women, this Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala scheme also empowers the women. And targets, coming to the targets, it has set the target to release 8 crore LPG collections by March 2020. And it has achieved, and the release of 8 crore LPG connections under the scheme has helped in increasing the LPG coverage. From this data is important for writing in your mains answers. 62% from 2016 to 99.8% as on 1st April 2021. This is a remarkable achievement, right? And under the Union Budget for 21 to 22, a provision for release of additional 1 crore LPG connections has also been made. First objective, the target is to release the 8 crore, and it released to 1, and it has increased to 1 crore in the budget of 21 to 22. And coming to the eligibility conditions to avail for this scheme, an adult woman belonging to a poor household and not having an LPG connection in her household. An adult woman means above the age of 18 years, and that woman or in her household, there should not be any LPG connection previously. And the beneficiary should belong to any of the following categories, that is eligible as per the socio-economic caste census of this 2011 list, and can belong to SC/ST households, be a beneficiary of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Antyodaya Anna Yojana, forest dwellers, most backward classes, tea and extree type gardens, people residing in river islands. And if she is not falling in above the two categories, then also she can stake her claim and by a beneficiary under poor household scheme by submitting 14-point declaration. If the women who wants to avail the benefit of this PM Ujjwala scheme does not belong to any of two categories, then also she can avail by submitting a 14-point declaration as described in the format. And who are excluded from this scheme? Male member from a household cannot apply for this scheme. Here comes the empowerment of women. Now, coming back to the question. So, how many of the statements are correct? Only 2. This is not. The women should not be the beneficiary. Here it is given should not be the beneficiary. But in the second category, it is there. The women should also be the beneficiary of other schemes like Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana and etc. This is about PM Ujjwala scheme. And moving to the second one, that is consider the following pairs of Chandrayaan-3 payloads. In the first pair, it is given payloads, and the second pair, study of experiment. Langmuir probe, that is plasma density. LIPS, laser-induced breakdown spectroscope, that is elemental composition. And the third one is CHAST, Chandra Surface Thermophysical Experiment, to measure seismicity. How many of the above given pairs are correctly matched? Only 1, 2, 3, and 4. So before answering this question, why this is in news? Because the Chandrayaan-3 rover, Pragyan, has detected the amount of sulfur and other elements like aluminium, calcium, iron, chromium, titanium on the lunar surface. So that's why this is in news. How it conducted the experiments? Through this LIPS instrument on the rover, uses a high energy pulsar to generate plasma from rocks or soil. This LIPS generate high energy pulsars to generate the plasmas or soil. In plasma state, elements emit characteristic wavelengths of radiation. These can be used to identify. This LIPS will generate the plasma, and through this plasma, it can identify the elements. And the other instrument also called alpha particle X-ray spectrometer. It is used to study the elementary composition of the lunar surface. So that's why the question. And coming to the payloads, there are different payloads. This is Vikram lander payloads, and these are our Pragyan payloads. Coming to the lander payloads, CHAST, it is used to measure the thermal conductivity and temperature. Remember, these payloads are very, very important for this year prelims. And second one is ILSA, Instrument for Lunar Seismic Activity. It measures the seismicity. And the third one is Langmuir probe. It measures the plasma density. And coming to these rover payloads, APXS alpha X-ray spectrometer and laser-induced breakdown, LIPS. These both are used for deriving the elemental composition. So now coming to the answer of this question. So here only 2 pairs are correct. Why here this? CHAST is not correct. It is used to measure the temperature, thermal conductivity and temperature. And coming to the seismicity, it is measured by ILSA. Moving to the third one, consider the following statements about Hulo Gibbon. It is the only ape species found in India. The Hulangapur Gibbon Sanctuary, the home of Western Hulo Gibbon, is situated in Arunachal Pradesh. Hulo Gibbons are diurnal and arboreal. How many of the above given are correct? Only 1, 2, only 3, and none. So before answering the question, why we are discussing about this Hulo Gibbon? Because in Assam, there is this Hulangapur Sanctuary, mainly dedicated for this Western Hulo Gibbon. And the Assam government has announced the railway track which will go through the sanctuary by dividing the sanctuary. So that's why the experts have suggested this rerouting of railway track. That's why we are discussing about this Hulo gibbons. Coming to the Hulo gibbons, it is the only ape found in India. Its distribution: Bangladesh, Northeast India, Myanmar, and Southwest China. These are the smallest and fastest of all apes, live in tropical and subtropical forest in the southeast part of Asia. And the Hulo gibbon, it is unique to India's northeast. It is one of the 20 species of gibbons found on the earth. These Hulo gibbons are extremely intelligent and have strong family bonds. These are diurnal, arboreal. Diurnal means they are active during daytime, and arboreal means they live in the tree branches. And coming to the Hulo gibbons, in India there are two Hulo gibbons are classified into two types, that is Western Hulo gibbon and the Eastern Hulo gibbon. This Western Hulo gibbon has a much wider area, as it is found in all the states of Northeast, restricted between the south of Brahmaputra and the east of Dibang River. This is important, south of Brahmaputra and east of Dibang River. This Hulangapur Gibbon Sanctuary has a very rich biodiversity and it's the home to this Western Hulo gibbon. Its IUCN status is endangered. And coming to the Eastern Hulo gibbon, it inhabits specific pockets of Arunachal Pradesh and Assam and southern China and northeast Myanmar also. Its IUCN status is vulnerable. So coming to the answer of this question, here it is given Hulangapur Gibbon Sanctuary is situated in Arunachal Pradesh. It is not Arunachal Pradesh, it is Assam. This is correct, this is correct. Only two. Only two. Answer B is the correct answer. Next, moving to the fourth question, that is Elgin Marbles. Recently in news, originally located at or formed from, options are Greece, United Kingdom, Israel and China. So why we are discussing about this Elgin Marbles? In Indian Express, there is a news article related to this Elgin Marbles. These Elgin Marbles are also known as this Parthenon Marbles. Generally, these are a collection of ancient Greek sculptures and architectural details in the British Museum. Now, these Elgin Marbles are in the British Museum. It has a history where these objects first belong to this Parthenon of Greece. But in this during 79 to 1803, these marbles, these Parthenon sculptures belong to this, belonging in this Greece area. They were subjected to damage. Regarding that only, this Thomas Bruce, 7th Lord Elgin, took these Parthenon marbles or sculptures and kept in the British Museum. So now why it is in news? Because this Greece government is engaging in talks with this British government to return these Parthenon marbles, which are very important for their historical importance. So that's why this is in news. Now coming to the answer, this Elgin marbles or Parthenon marbles. It's originally located at Greece. Next, coming to the fifth one, consider the following statements about sickle cell disease. It is a chronic single gene disorder causing a debilitating systemic syndrome characterized by chronic anemia. National Sickle Cell Anemia Eradication Mission aims to eliminate the disease by 2047. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one nor two. The answer is both 1 and 2 are correct answer. So why we are discussing about this sickle cell disease? So in order to eliminate this sickle cell disease, our government has launched a mission to eliminate this by 2047. Before 2047, before 2047. Now, why this is in news? Regarding that only, the government has tried to screen 7 crore tribal people for sickle cell disease and also attempted to create a data bank of tribal people health. Why only focusing on tribal people? Because the data shows that the sickle cell is a genetic blood disorder, is especially prevalent among tribal population in India. So that's why the government is screening 7 crore tribal people and it is attempted to create a data bank of this tribal people's health. Regarding this only, there is a suspicions among this tribal population. Obviously, they have this suspicion, right? Why the government is only focusing upon us and testing our blood. So regarding this tribal affairs minister Arjun Munda has suggested to address this issue. So that's why this is in news. Now coming to this sickle cell disease, it is a chronic single gene disorder which is characterized by chronic anemia, acute painful episodes, organ infarction, and also chronic organ damage. It also reduces the life expectancy rate also. Its symptoms include chronic anemia, painful episodes, and also the delayed growth and puberty. Regarding this, in the Union Budget of 2023 to 24, the government has announced to launch a mission to eliminate sickle cell anemia by 2047. Based on this budget only, this National Sickle Cell Anemia Eradication Mission has launched. What is its mission? Mission is to improve the care of all sickle cell disease patients for their better future and also to lower the prevalence of the disease through coordinated approach through screening and awareness strategies. Vision is to eliminate sickle cell disease in India before 2047. It is emphasized on 3 pillars, that is health promotion, prevention, and holistic management and continuum. So coming to its beneficiaries, who will be benefited from this mission? First of all, this mission is a mission mode, like a pilot put. First of all, this mission will be carried or cover the entire population from 0 to 18 years of age. In the first phase of this mission, it will cover the 0 to 18 years of age and it incrementally increases the entire population up to 40 years of age as part of the National Health Mission and shall focus on universal population-based screening, prevention, and management. In the first phase, it will focus on 0 to 18 years of age. The second phase focus on 40 years. Then after that, it will increase to the universal population. And moving to the 6th question. Consider the following statement in the context of interventions being undertaken under Anemia Mukt Bharat. This is the 2023 UPSC previous question. Options are: it provides prophylactic calcium supplementation for preschool children, adolescents, and pregnant women. It runs a campaign for delayed cord clamping at the time of childbirth. It provides for periodic deworming to children and adolescents. It addresses non-nutritional causes of anemia in endemic pockets with special focus on malaria, hemoglobin apathies, and fluorosis. How many of the above given statements are correct? 1, only 1, only 2, only 3, and only 4. The correct answer is only 3. This is wrong. Here it is not prophylactic calcium. It is iron and folic acid. Prophylactic iron folic acid supplementation. It focuses on deworming also. And there is also the intensified year-round behavior change communication, including ensuring delayed cord clamping. It also includes testing of anemia, including using digital methods and point-of-care treatment. Mandatory provision of iron folic acid fortified foods in public health program. And it also addresses this non-nutritional causes of anemia in endemic pockets with special focus on these three diseases. And moving to the seventh one, consider the following statements about UNICEF, United Nations Children's Fund. It provides humanitarian and development aid to children worldwide. It entirely relies on voluntary contributions. It releases the State of the World's Children report. How many of the above given statements are correct? Only one, only two, all the three, and none. So the answer is all the three. These three are correct only. Now, why we are discussing about UNICEF? Because in today's newspaper, there was an article regarding this UNICEF. What this UNICEF has said that due to this Ukraine war, Russia-Ukraine war, more than 1,000, that means more than 1,300 schools have totally destroyed in government-held areas of Ukraine. See the impact of Ukrainian educational institutions and children education. So that's why we are discussing this UNICEF. Coming to the details of UNICEF, it is an agency of United Nations responsible for providing humanitarian and developmental aid to children worldwide. It also provides immunization and disease prevention, administers treatment for children and mothers with HIV. See, it is important. Generally, we think that UNICEF means generally mostly focused or limited to children only. No, it administers the treatment for children and mothers with HIV, enhance childhood and maternal nutrition, improve sanitation, promoting education, and providing emergency relief in response to disasters. These activities are important. And it relies entirely on voluntary contribution from government and private donors. It does not have any official institution for funding. It entirely relies on voluntary contributions. And it is governed by a 36-member executive board which establishes policies, approves program and all its financial plans. And this 36-member board is made by the government representatives elected by this UNECOSOC, United Nations Economic and Social Council. This is important here. This UNICEF Executive Board is elected by this UNECOSOC, usually for a period of 3 years. It releases the State of the World's Children report. And moving to the next one, consider the following statements about Jal Jeevan Mission. It is envisioned to provide safe and adequate drinking water through individual household tap connections by 2024 to all households in rural and urban India. Grey water management is one of its components. Which of the statements given above is are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. Answer is B. Only 2 is the correct answer. Why this is wrong? We'll see that now. So before seeing that, so why this Jal Jeevan Mission is in use? Because one IAS officer has alleged there is a corruption in the Jal Jeevan Mission scheme in Jammu and Kashmir. So that's why it is in news. Coming to the scheme, it was launched in 2019 by the Ministry of Jal Shakti to supply 55 liters of water per person per day. 55 liters of water per person per day to every seer rural household. The question here it is rural and urban India. So that's why this statement is wrong. Through functional household tap connections by the year 2024. And the fund sharing pattern is, it is 90:10 for Himalayan northeastern states and 50:50 for other states and 100% for union territories. This grey water management is also one of the components of this Jal Jeevan Mission. Moving to the next one. It is a harvest festival of Kerala. It is celebrated to honor the homecoming of Asura King Mahabali. The rituals of this festival includes Pookalam, Valamkali, Pulikali, etc. The festival is A. Vishu, Tiruvatira, Onam and Ugadi. The answer is Onam is the correct answer. So why we are discussing this? Because yesterday only Onam has been celebrated, right? So that's why. Coming to the Onam, Onam is a major festival in Kerala. It is celebrated to honor the homecoming of Asura King Mahabali. It is one of the 3 major festivals of Kerala. What are the other those? Vishu and Tiruvatira. And it is a 10-day harvest festival and it is celebrated by making Pookalam. It means flower rangolis and Vallamkali. The boat race, the snake boat race is celebrated during this Onam only. And the Pulikali means tiger dances and Kummattikali means mask dances and Onathala means martial arts. And moving to the last question. Mera Bill, Mera Adhikar is related to. It is a new scheme which is going to be launched on 1st September. It is related to GST invoices, right to information, consumer protection and none. The answer is GST invoices. That's all for the video. Thank you.